people. So when it comes to with career and professional development, how do you mentor them into that role?
If you talk to people, it's a good question. If you talk to people about professional and career development, they don't quite know what that means. And some of them who are a little bit more on the suspicious side are going to be trying to get rid of me.
Right.
So you gotta be careful. The way I do it is instead of talking about professional and career development, which is kind of big words and big concepts, we're just talking about how do you become someone's favorite boss. When I do this for the management training audiences that I typically lead, I just tell them real simply, think about your favorite boss and what made him or her that person for you. And if I do it in a live audience, I'll ask them to raise their hands, and they'll typically say things like, you know, she always had my back. She made me feel like I could do more than I thought I was capable of doing at the time.
Right.
Trusted by her, and I felt included. Now my question to the audience is always, okay, but are you describing the person's beingness, or you describe the person's doingness? Like, huh? And I'm like, no, seriously, what you're describing right there in your favorite boss, is it a function of who they are, or their beingness, or is it a function of what they do? And someone says, yeah, both. And it is kind of both, but really push it. Which one if you had to choose? And the bottom line is what they come to realize it's about their beingness.
Yes.
Okay. The reason why that's important is we're all chasing our tails, running around everything in our lives. What are you doing? And the truth of the matter is, if you want to hire better, and you want to retain more people, and you want them to perform at a higher level, you just have to be quiet a little bit, forget all the outside noise, and just think about, who do I choose to be relative to this concept of being someone's favorite boss? I want from someone who was my favorite boss. And then you figure out, how do I pay this forward for my people? It's not that hard. When you talk about performance management, leadership development, the concept is, in most companies, I do the performance review once a year for my employees, and I have to do it because HR tells me I have to do it, so there's a merit increase.
Those people in HR.
I'm telling you, God love them. But the reality is, you have to think about the performance review as an annual report. And we know in finance that there's never an annual report that's not preceded by 4 quarterly updates. You have to sit with people and give them an environment to sit and talk with you about their goals educationally, what they want to do with their careers, and hear where they want to take that. And when you put yourself in a position just to listen, you automatically become a mentor and coach to your employees. And they love it. They thrive on this stuff because they don't get it at most companies. And they're not going to need you either. When you tell them, I want for you what you want for you, and I want to help you build your resume with achievement bullets, right? And I'll help you quantify them in terms of increased revenue and decreased costs and greater efficiency. And I want you to put that on your LinkedIn profile. I really want you to strengthen your profile on LinkedIn. At first, they're like, this guy can't be real.
Right.
This is really cool. I'm motivating them to motivate themselves. And so the rule on the motivation, Eve, is I can't motivate you any more than you can motivate me, because motivation is internal. But as a manager, as a leader, you are responsible for creating an environment in which people can motivate themselves. And this does it. It's a very, very simple prism to look through. How do I become someone's favorite boss? And as soon as you start thinking that way as a leader, you're going to start doing the things that focus on career development, professional development, you know, or work-life balance and those types of things. So it's a great exercise for people in leadership roles to really go through. But it's also good for people who aren't in leadership roles yet, because they need to project who do they choose to be when they get to that stage. And it'll really help them kind of develop themselves. It's a self-development technique, but it works really, really well.